Have you ever looked at your savings account and just felt that little pit in your stomach? That thought that says, ugh, it's just too late for me? Well, if you have, you are definitely not alone. Today, we're going to dive into David Bach's Start Late, Finish Rich, and we're going to turn that fear into a super simple, no-fail plan for your financial freedom. Let's get right into it. So here's our roadmap for today, a really straightforward 6-step plan. First, we're going to completely bust that myth that it's too late. Then we'll find some hidden money you didn't even know you had. After that, we'll put your savings on autopilot, build a simple and seriously effective investment plan, and then look at ways to speed things up. And finally, we'll talk about what it actually means to live a rich life right now.
All right, first things first, we have to start with your mindset. We've got to deal with that little voice in your head that keeps whispering that you've missed your chance. Well, I'm here to tell you that's just a myth, and we're about to prove it. I want to tell you about a woman named Harriet. She went to the author David Bach and said this. She was 52, had zero savings, and was feeling completely defeated after a financial planner told her she needed to save an impossible amount, like $2,700 every single month. Her story just perfectly captures that feeling of paralysis that so many of us feel.
And if Harriet's story hits home for you, just know this, you are in the majority. A national survey found that half of all people feel like they're starting late. So this isn't some personal failure on your part, it's a really common feeling. The secret is not letting that feeling stop you from starting today.
So what do we do about it? Well, think of it this way. You wouldn't try to run a full marathon tomorrow if you've been on the couch for a year, right? No, you'd start by walking around the block, then maybe jogging a mile. Saving is exactly the same. We're just going to start with $1, one small, consistent step at a time. This isn't about perfection. It's all about making progress.
Okay, so where in the world do we find that first dollar to save? Well, that brings us to our very first action step. And believe it or not, the money is usually hiding in plain sight in all those little purchases we make without even thinking.
This leads us to the famous Latte Factor. It's such a simple but powerful idea. It's basically saying that all the little things we spend money on every day, that coffee, a snack from the vending machine, you name it, can actually add up to a huge fortune over time if we just saved and invested it instead.
Let me give you a real-life example from the Oprah Winfrey Show. This woman, Kim, was absolutely sure she had no extra money to save. But when they tracked her spending, they found that before 10 o'clock in the morning, she'd already spent over $10 on little things she barely even noticed. Does that sound a little familiar?
So what was the real cost of that $10 a day? Well, if Kim, who was in her early 20s, had invested that money and gotten a company match from her job, she would have had more than $1.7 million by the time she was 65. It's just incredible. It goes to show how these tiny little leaks can end up sinking a massive financial ship.
And this was Kim's big aha moment. It wasn't really about the lattes, you know? It was about her finally seeing the massive, long-term power that's hidden in our small, everyday choices. That's the mindset shift that can change absolutely everything.
And this isn't just a nice story. The math behind it is just mind-blowing. This is the magic of compound interest at work. Just $5 a day can grow to over $100,000 in 20 years. Double that to $10, and you're looking at almost $2 million in 40 years. So here's your action plan. Go find your $5 or $10.
Okay, so we found the money. Now, how do we make sure we actually save it instead of spending it? This brings us to what David Bach calls the single most important rule in all of personal finance. It's a simple secret, but it guarantees you'll build wealth over time. Think about what most people do. They get paid, they pay their rent, their car payment, their credit cards, and then they try to save what's left over, which, let's be honest, is usually nothing. The pay yourself first rule flips that completely on its head. You treat your savings as the most important bill you have. You pay yourself before anyone else gets a dime. But here's the real key, the part that makes this all work. You have to make it automatic. Relying on willpower just doesn't work long term. The trick is to take yourself out of the decision-making process. Set it up so the money moves directly from your paycheck into your retirement accounts before you even have a chance to miss it.
So, when you automate your savings, you'll probably use a retirement account like a 401k or an IRA. Now, with IRAs, there are two main flavors, traditional and Roth. And the biggest difference is just when you get your tax break. With a traditional IRA, you might get a tax break now, but you'll pay taxes on the money when you take it out in retirement. With a Roth, it's the opposite. You pay taxes now, but your withdrawals in retirement are completely tax-free.
So why use these accounts at all?
It all comes down to taxes. In a normal investment account, you pay taxes on your growth every year, which really slows things down. But in a tax-deferred account like an IRA, your money gets to grow year after year without that tax bill eating away at it. As you can see on this chart, even after just 1 year, you're already way ahead. It makes a huge difference.
Okay, so your money is now being saved automatically. Fantastic. But where should it go? This is the step where a lot of people just freeze up, overwhelmed by all the options. But the solution here is simple, sane, and honestly kind of boring, which is exactly why it's so effective. Welcome to the perfect pie. It's a beautifully simple and balanced way to invest. So forget trying to find the next big stock. You just split your money equally between 3 main things: stocks for growth, bonds for safety and stability, and real estate. And you know, for someone starting late, this balanced approach is so important. It's not about trying to hit a home run, it's about making sure you don't strike out. It's designed for steady, reliable growth, which helps protect you from big losses.
And the best part is, you don't have to be some kind of financial wizard to do this. For each slice of your pie, you can just buy a simple, low-cost index fund. Or even easier, you can buy one single balanced fund that automatically does all of this for you. Your action plan here is to set it and then forget it. Let your money grow without all the stress. So once you have that automatic system in place, you've built an incredible foundation. Now, let's talk about a couple of ways to really put your plan on the fast track. Because when you're starting a little later, speeding up your progress can make a huge difference. Here is an awesome trick if you're a homeowner. Instead of making one mortgage payment a month, just split that payment in half and pay it every 2 weeks. You won't even feel it, but you'll end up making one extra full payment every year. This little change can save you over $70,000 in interest and help you pay off your house years earlier. And that frees up a huge chunk of cash to pour into your investments. The other big way to turbocharge your plan is simply to earn more money. When you have fewer years for your money to grow, adding more fuel to the fire is the most powerful thing you can do. And just look at these numbers, they're staggering. Finding a way to earn just an extra $400 a month could add nearly $1 million to your net worth over 30 years. It's a total game changer. All right, we have covered the nuts and bolts, the numbers, the strategies, the accounts. But this last section, this is probably the most important one. Because the whole point of this plan isn't just to have a big number in a bank account. It's to build a life that you genuinely love, and you can start that today.
So let's just pause for a second. I want you to honestly ask yourself this question. Are you having fun? Because this life, it's not a dress rehearsal. This is it.
And let's go a little deeper. Is the life you're living right now really aligned with what you value most? Does it bring you real joy and fulfillment?
Because the entire point of getting your finances in order is to give you the freedom to do what you truly long to do, to use your gifts and to follow your purpose. At the end of the day, this financial plan is just a tool. It's not the destination. The money is there to serve your vision of a rich life. So the final and most important action step is to answer this question. What does it mean for you to live rich? Your answer? That's the real prize.